I'm going to jump in by two accounts and show you the process of setting up your TradoVate, linking it up to your TradingView, and then placing trades and seeing how the multiple trade setups go. I'm also going to jump over to the mobile and link it all up and show you that process as well. So stick around. Links are down below to time jump if you don't care about desktop, you only want to do the mobile. It's all going to be in the links below so you can jump straight to it. Let's dive in. So we're over at Apex Trader Funding now. We've got a whopper of a deal. It's 80% off evaluations, and if you want to pass in one single day, you can do so on the current offer. You do have to use a discount code to actually access this. My code usually says 50% off. Now it's 80% off and a single day to pass. If you use the code in the description below, then you'll get access to this 80% off. So that's what makes Apex Trader Funding kind of better than some of the other prop firms out there, is because they have these massive deals. They have the 1 day to pass offers, which some people that go aggressive, they do really like that. I don't think it's a realistic way to try and pass these accounts, but if that's your jam, go for it. But slow and steady, there's no rush on these. You don't have to pass them within 30 days like you used to for like FTMO, that kind of thing. Code and link are in the description. It'll take you straight over. You've got 16 days to claim that as we speak at the moment. So I jumped into TradingView. I had my Gmail account basically linked up to it and it's good to go. What I'm going to do now is jump over to TradoVate, try and link my accounts up from the two Apex accounts that I just bought and see what happens. So I'm just going to log in, go simulation launch. I can see I've got two accounts here, 48, 49, both ready to go from square one. And I'm going to go add-ons. This guy blew up at me because he's like, wrong information, TradingView's free, something like that. But I can see here, clear as day, it says $9.99 a month. So I'm going to buy that and set it all up. Apparently some people may not have that, maybe like a country thing, or he's already got some sort of link up to TradingView through TradoVate somehow already. So if it's free, don't blow up at me, just get on with it. Don't be like this guy. Wrong information. So I'm just going to hit buy, agree to the terms and complete order. It's $10. If it makes it easier, it's probably worth it. Just got a notification saying that's all good to go. It's activated. So up the top, I've just typed 6E Euro FX futures because I know that often I will trade that future account. I'm going to go launch chart, fire that up. I'm going to click trading panel. That's opened up a few things for me. And I want to look for the TradoVate icon. So you can see here it's got 4.4 stars, TradoVate, it's got your little icon with the T, and it's opened up this login section. So what I've got to do now is basically log into my TradoVate via TradingView. So I'll just do that quickly. So I just hit live. I've changed it to demo because I received an error. I don't have access to live. All I've done is grabbed my TradoVate username and password from my Apex dashboard because the data's in there, it's easier to access, and I'll hit connect. Hopefully this will go through and we're live. So I've got two accounts here and basically we're good to go. Most of you probably know, if you've watched my other videos, I generally use Monara Trading Tool from EA Economy. Links in the description below, but I use that to find me patterns in the Forex markets, because my markets that I prefer aren't available easily without extra expenditure in the Apex ecosystem. So to do the Forex thing, I just use the patterns that come out of this tool. It's way easier for me. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I'm in the area. We had a couple of patterns come up, mostly 5 minutes on, it's about 10, 15 minutes ago now. So it might be a bit old. We'll check it out, see what's happening. Probably could get long on the US yen. For the Apex, I believe the contracts are actually reversed. It's like 0.00006, something like that, which basically means that if I'm looking for a buy on this pattern, the US yen Forex pair, as a CFD, for example, in the futures, I'll actually be looking for the opposite order because that's just how it's structured. It's not 159, it's actually going the other way. So for example, in this situation, if I'm going from C, or this price here right now, to the D point, it's a long on this chart, but for the yen futures versus the USD, it's flipped. And that just means that I'll be going in the opposite direction to what this chart will be showing. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm Just going to go to the search bar. I'm going to type in yen, and we've got the 6J yen futures, and it's given me the June futures contract, which is great. Much easier than trying to work out which letter corresponds to the current contract and that kind of thing. So it's on a 1-day chart. I'm going to change that to a 5-minute. I just typed in the number and that brought up what I was looking for. And I'm just going to flick back over to the Monero scanner just to show you what I mean. So we've got a bit of a movement down, and then we come back up, and we're probably going to revert back down to this kind of area down here. Let's see if that's reflected, but inverse on the Monero scanner because of the codes and the way the futures come up. And it is inverse. I'm just going to go back and try and get into this contract. I hit trade. It's given me some take profit and stop loss suggestions here. I'm probably going to move these once I'm in. Just quickly, I'm going to go and make a group and see if I can actually pull up a group rather than trading just the one account at a time. So I'm back in TradoVate. I'm going to click this little down arrow next to my account numbers. I'm going to go manage groups. I'm going to add Apex group. Okay, I can see I've got 2 available accounts here, so I'm just going to drag them both over. They're going to be equal quantity or contracts. So if I place an order, I'm going to have to place 2 contracts to get 1 contract on each account. If I wanted to place 4 contracts on each account, I would need to buy or sell 8 contracts at a time, and it would split it based on the quantities shown here. So I'm just going to hit save. It's been saved successfully. It's selected so that if I traded in TradoVate, it would trade on both accounts. See if this is reflected in TradingView. Just going to hit refresh and reload. Now, unfortunately, you can't trade using the groups on TradingView. So if you have multiple accounts, it's probably going to be easier to trade over on TradoVate. Back in TradingView, have it back on the 5-minute, have a look at the DOM. So to trade, all I do is go to trade. I can either use the depth of market, which I know a lot of people do like to use, or I can use the order panel. The good thing about the order panel, it basically means that I can see the take profit and stop loss value, as well as percentage and price. So I can adjust these. Obviously, I can remove a take profit if I don't want to set one just yet. I'll click it so that I do get a take profit setting. Now, ticks ask +1. I just want to limit it at the ask price. I want to join the ask to get into this limit order short. I want to join the bid to get short on this one. USD risk, $150. That's about 10% of the target. I'm happy to take that risk on this account, so I'm just going to go sell. Order placed, executed, and they've placed the stop and target by the looks of that. Now, based on the chart, it's not really where I want to go, so I'm just going to click and drag that up to where I expect it to actually go, and modify order. I can double click this to bring it in a little. I'll pull in the buy stop. I don't want to stay in the trade if it's going to go up above these pricing levels here. So I'm just going to modify order. So I've got my sell position in the market now because I went on the bid price to sell into it, and it's going to now fluctuate until I either close the trade manually or it hits one of these stops or limits. For a sell, I want it to go to my buy limit. And what I need to do now is also go over to my other account. And I basically just want to do the same process. So this feels a lot easier than using TradoVate, even though if you do have, say, 20 accounts, you're not going to want to do that on 20 different accounts. But if you've only got 2 and the market that you trade and the style of trading that you use is a little bit slower, it's not super fast, and you put your stops and targets in that you need to use when you're live with Apex anyway, you have to actually use the stops as a requirement on the account. It's best to get used to that, and actually TradingView does make it a lot easier to place those. Obviously with TradoVate you do have the ATM strategy, but I find it's not as simple to use in my opinion. So I just want to go order, sell. I'm going to go bid +1. Going to go bid, tick the take profit and stop loss. I'm happy with $150 risk thereabouts, and I'm just going to hit sell. And we've been taken into the market quite quickly, and we're just going to wait for that to now track to our stops and targets. I'm just going to now adjust those. So I'm going to pull down on the pricing to show a bit more. I'm just going to drag up the buy limit, modify order, and then double click. I'm just going to pull that down a little bit closer. I don't want to take too much risk really. Like if it goes above this pricing area, I don't want to be in the trade anyway. So modify order, and we'll jump over to the original account and see we're still 1 pip down. We're just going to wait that out. We've got some new patterns in the Monero tool. We've got the pound US on a 1 hour. We'll have a look at what these different ones mean. So that looks like it's going to be a buy. It's already tracking in the right direction. Pound US, very similar, but far more target to get to that D point from where the market is. And we've got a 15-minute Gartley. Let's see what that's showing. Now, this one is C to D. It's going down. We're just going to have to make sure that our stops are below this area because the market may track down to this point. It's on a 15-minute chart, whereas these ones are on, we've got 2 patterns on the 1 hour. So 1 hour I would assume is going to have more gusto to get to its target rather than the smaller time frames. But you never know. That's trading. You've got to give away your ego and trust in your analysis and do the best you can with what you know and what you have and what's right in front of you. Don't try and force trades, that kind of thing. But I'm going to go and place a long position on the pound US C to D, and this pound one is in the same direction as this CFD chart. It's not like the yen, which is inverse. So I'm just going to go over to TradingView, up into the top corner, and search for the pound 6B, and hopefully that will bring up the current contract. Now the chart looks very different to what I've just seen, so I just want to double check. I can add some favorites here, so I've got the 5 minute. I want to also see the 1 hour and 1 day, and now I can simply just toggle between them. Hopefully this 1 hour will show what I was expecting. So the patterns showed that it's come down and it's reversing now, retracing into itself for a long position on this market. So I just want to make a couple of trades on each account that I've got here. So I'm going to go order. I want to buy at the ask price, take profit, stop loss. And again, it's put me at about $156 risk, and I'll just hit buy. Again, it's taken me straight into the market. The sell stop looks okay. We're on a 1 hour chart, so on a 15 minute we might get down here before it continues up. I'm just going to pull down on the pricing to see where the target is. I'm also pretty happy with that position for the target. It's up below the highs up here, and that's okay for me. I'll obviously monitor these trades, and if I do want to jump out, the market looks like it's changing or something else comes up, I can easily just close the position by clicking on the X if I want to, and that will take me out of the trade. I'll just go and do that on the other account quickly as well. So we've got order, we want to buy at the ask price, pick the take profit, stop loss, and hit buy. And it's taken me straight in, and I'm pretty happy with the stops and targets again, obviously on that one. You've got a range of indicators which you can use. You can even search, so I like the Bollinger Bands, so you can just type it in, hit the little star next to it, and that will add it in. So you've got the Bollinger Bands set up there, nice and easy. So if you double click on it, or if you click on the Bollinger Bands, you can see some data here. Adjust the settings. If you want, say, 2.5 standard deviations to show, you can change the colors. You can even change the opacity if you like, make it more transparent, or change the line levels. and OK. So TradingView is really seamless and easy to use, but if you're trading with multiple accounts, it may not be the best option. Like if you're trading with, say, 20 accounts, it's going to probably get a little bit tricky to deal with. Whereas TradoVate, as you've probably seen, you can actually just use the group feature, which makes it a bit easier. I'm sure there's probably a way to use either the Pine script or some sort of a copy trading tool to make it work, but it's really up to you the best way you want to do it. We are here in the TradingView screen, and we're just going to log in using Gmail or Google, and it brings up a watch list at first. Head over to menu. We've got charts here when you hit on the chart. And then connect broker. We'll scroll down and we want to look for TradoVate. There's the icon there. So we're just going to log in with the username and password that Apex has given us. And we can see here that the trades are running. So I've got $12 profit sitting on the British pound chart. As you can see, we've got the stop loss down lower. And you can just press on the little side part of the stop and move it, and this screen will come up to modify order. Now you can hit the down arrow and change the price separately, or you can actually adjust the bid ticks. So you've got a couple of options there, and obviously you can change the units there as well if it's applicable. That's for if you want partial orders and that kind of thing. Same for the take profit, which is the limit up above the buy order there, and same process, so we can move it up and down. You can also grab the chart and move it around so you can see different pricing. It says market open, and it gives you how long till the market closes. Hit on menu again and economic calendar, and you've got all of the economic news and data that's coming through at present. You can obviously filter that by a range of different categories and dates. Back to the menu, back to the chart. You've got a range of different options down here. You can explore, so you've got a range of different news items and news flow. You've got trade ideas and of course the main menu. Go back to the watch list. Obviously you can edit and sort as per your requirements on that watch list there. Click the plus to open up indicators, drawings, and a range of other options. When you get to the position screen, you can hold down and actually change your positions. You can see the orders, including your stops and targets there, and you've got the account summary, including your total P&L. Notifications log is 0, but your open positions is what you would have to look at in order to exit a position if you're in something. So you hold down and this little menu comes up. And I've just flicked between the two accounts there. So rather than the group orders, as you know that you can do the group orders on TradoVate, within TradingView you can't actually do the group orders. So you do have to interchange between the two accounts. So we're in a net profit of about $30 here, remembering the commissions, and you just hit on close, and then that order disappears. You can see a notification has shown up. Hit close again, it's removed or cancelled the limit and stop order, the stop and take profit, and then we just hit close position to close that one out as well. So doing that across both of the accounts that you have these trades on, it ends up removing everything, and we can see we're up $24 for that little trading session. Change the account over and we simply do the same process on this account too. So changing between the two accounts is quite easy, but if you've got 20 accounts or more, it could really cause some issues, in which case TradoVate might be a little easier to use directly rather than using TradingView.